Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app. What a difference a week makes. I feel so much better. Mike Carlin's in the studio today with me on a Saturday morning talking sports. What's up, Mike?
I am so excited to be here. It's my time of year.
Yeah,
this
man.
is November. This is when it counts right now.
Man.
Mike, you need to pull the microphone to you if you're going to sit that
far
far
back. Get
back.
these new guys acclimated to the studio, Josh. Mike, welcome into the studio.
Thank you.
Great having you in here. I'll tell you what, last week, man, I was struggling. I can't believe I even made it through, but I'm back. I feel 10 times better.
You look better.
Yeah. I was like, let's see. I was sick Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday last week. I went to the doctor's on Tuesday. I got
Monday, you were dying. When I talked to you, you were dying.
I was dying.
You were dying.
And I made it through, and I feel so much better. And, boy, I'll tell you what, a bright spot in an otherwise dark times here in Philadelphia as far as winning and losing with the Bryce Harper story coming out. We're going to talk about that in depth, but real quick, what a great story.
Great story, and how, the kind of year that he had and the team had, for him to win this award is huge. It's not just for him, but for the team, for the fans.
Yeah, we'll get into I want to spend some time on it in the second hour of the program to break it down, but I really enjoyed his acceptance speech, and we're going to play that. Well, not acceptance speech, but when he reacted to getting the award right away.
Right. And did you hear who called him to tell him he's going to get the award?
You told me about that. I was in school
Mike Schmidt.
I missed that.
Mike Schmidt.
3-time MVP award winner.
Yeah.
It's so funny because you see athletes, you see Ben Simmons saga, what's going on there, and then you see other, the pendulum swings back, like the Lane Johnson, the way he handles it, and the way other athletes handle certain situations, and then the Ben Simmons thing.
There's so much going on with this Ben Simmons.
It's
thing.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I know. If are we going to get into it right now?
No, we're going to set the show. We got a great show lined up. As always, we got the sports book Consigliere. Dave Sharapan's going to check in at the bottom of the first hour with his 6-pack of picks. There's some big games today in college football, and I know you're a big Big Ten guy.
Huge games.
Yeah.
Huge games. I mean, with the Ohio State game, that's going to be a big game for the Big Ten. Moving forward, you got Michigan has got a big game today. They're already thinking about next week. I mean,
right.
We'll get into all that, but this is November. This is when the games count. And
the Flyers on Thursday night had a game against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and like this team, it's a microcosm of this team. The game on Thursday night where they get off to a fast start this year, they slump off in the second period, and they come back in the third only to get a tie and then lose in overtime. They've got talent. They've got some pieces in place. Their goaltending has been phenomenal. Carter Hart's been standing on his head.
Thank God. Imagine what the record would be if he wasn't.
Right.
If he just got off to just a normal start.
I mean, some of the saves that he made the other night were just unbelievable. And so a very exciting time. And then the Bryce Harper. But how about the Philadelphia Eagles? And we're going to get into that the first hour because I'm excited about now, in the beginning of the year, Mike, I predicted the Eagles would go 8-9.
And I was below you.
And you were everybody was.
I was below you.
I had people calling in and texting me saying, you're out of your mind. They'll be lucky if they win 3 games.
Last week's win was huge for confidence win. Now they're coming home. They got to win a game at home. I was listening, talking to people.
They're 0 for 4 at home.
You can't make the playoffs being 0 for 5, 0 for 6 at home. They have to win a home game. They got to start tomorrow. And then with the schedule moving on. Tomorrow's a huge game for the rest of the season in my book.
I would say, like I said last week, was a must-win.
This is it.
This is a must-win.
Yeah, to me,
because you have to win at home in front of your home crowd. And you know what? There's something to be said for patience. People were, Jalen Hurts he's not the guy. He's not your, and I'm not right today label him the franchise quarterback. I'm not going to do that. But I think he's making a progression. You can see improvement. You can see his dedication, his leadership skills, his innate quarterbacks either have it or don't. And I think he has it. The guys love him. They trust him. They play for him. What more can you ask?
I think you're spot on. I mean, he's not going backwards at all. Every week he's going a little forward. it's not leaps and bounds, but he's getting better every
He's
week.
getting better
and
every
we're still
week.
only halfway into the season. Let's talk about him at the end of the season.
Yes.
But in my mind, I think we don't need to be talking about a quarterback change or a quarterback for the future.
We're quick to judge in this,
I think
in this
he's
area,
here.
aren't we? We're quick to judge right away. People want immediate gratification.
Absolutely.
And I do too, to a certain extent. But with this Eagles team, this is a young team on offense.
And they're gelling.
Especially at their skill positions. You just signed Dallas Goedert to a 4-year.
Here for 4 years.
Right?
We got our wide receiver set up. I mean,
this team is trending up, Mike.
Yes. I can see it in you. I can feel it in you, and they are. I believe in you.
It's passion. Look, I've been a season ticket holder since 1991, and going to the games when the Eagles were horrible, and then they got Andy Reid, and you start that momentum up. You could feel the momentum building. I'm starting to get a little bit of that right now, even though I don't go to I went to the first 3 games and they lost all 3, but I wasn't like, all right, they're young. Like Avonte Smith, that catch that he had last week against Denver. That's what we're going to start to see. We're going to start to see more of that stuff.
And tomorrow's huge for play action and hitting him down the field.
And how about the Sixers and the Eagles both beat Denver teams this week? That was cool.
Yeah.
Did you expect that? Now I'm in bed at 10 o'clock. Now I asked you the other day, did you get a chance to watch the Sixers? And you said you watched the first half, right? Because they're on late.
But
when I woke up and saw that they beat the Denver Nuggets 103-89, I'm like, yeah.
Well,
they're winning without their team.
I go to bed hoping that they're going to win, and then I follow up the next day and watch what I miss. So that's what's great about instant replay.
So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk a little college basketball because you're a big college basketball guy.
I am.
And I'm excited about Villanova. Now, Villanova's 2-1.
Villanova's 2-1.
And Temple's 1-3. They lost again last night.
I thought Boise State.
Yeah.
So they'll play again tomorrow.
They didn't play well against Clemson.
But the one good thing about Villanova that a lot of people, we have gotten so used to them being such a good team.
Right.
That we're getting used to that now. Think about their first 3 games they've played. They went to UCLA and lost.
Right.
And now they're playing at Tennessee, ranked 17. They're not playing any patsies, which I love. And that gets them ready for their regular season. And that's why at the end of the season, they're there with the top 5 with everybody.
All right. And I wrote in my article yesterday that I post every Friday on 97.3ESPN.com with the help of my editor-in-chief, Josh Hennig. I wrote about how Bryce Harper, I'll get back to the Bryce Harper thing, but it leads me to want to ask a question, and I want to get some listener participation. I want your thoughts, and even Jake, my intern, can jump in. But Bryce Harper, when he was with the Washington Nationals, I couldn't stand him. But now I love the guy.
I'm not going to say the same. Remember Pete Rose?
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
We couldn't stand Pete Rose. He comes with us. We love him.
We love him.
That's how he's turning out to be.
So 609-403-0973 is the text board. 609-403-0973 is the text board. What's a player that you love to hate? You hate on that other team, but would love on your team?
What sport?
Any sport. I don't care any sport. Josh, you want to clean that up for me? Make it. You're my editor.
I mean, you were pretty close. I mean, so basically, if you text in at 609-403-0973, let us know who is somebody on another team
that you
hate or can't stand. Because honestly, I reserve hate for people like pedophiles. But anyway, somebody you really don't like on another team, but you would love to have on your team.
Like for example,
Draymond Green.
Right.
Everyone hates Draymond Green.
He's perfect.
Except for Warrior fans. And Sixer fans, if he was a Sixer, you all would worship the ground he walked on.
Absolutely.
I have one.
609-403-0973. Give us one, Mike.
Yours.
Zeke from Dallas. Imagine him in our backfield.
Oh, my gosh. That's a good
one.
Can
you imagine if we had him? And I can't stand him.
But
I would love to have him on my team.
How about an old-fashioned hockey one, Josh? You get ready for this one? How about Matthew Barnaby?
Of course, he goes with the guy who's retired.
Well, does it have to? It could be.
Back.
It could be. No, it could be a retired. Does it have to be? It could be a current or a.
Well, you didn't say that. I assume you were just saying current somebody.
Current or former guy that you hated on the other team, but you'd love to have on your team. 609-403-0973. That's how I felt about Bryce Harper. Remember, he got in a fight with Papelbon.
That was Papelbon's fault, though.
I know, but still, that it didn't look. The optics of that didn't look good. It looked like Bryce Harper looked. It looked like he was a spoiled baby. We come to find out that that's not the case at all.
I'll put you guys on the spot. Who was the last Philly to get the MVP?
Jimmy Rollins.
There you go.
There you go.
And Jimmy Rollins also the last Phillies
Very good,
MVP to not be the All-Star game the same year he won MVP.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
How about that?
He did his homework. I also did my homework.
Well, I wrote
That's
an
a good
article
one.
about it at 97.3ESPN.com, which obviously neither of you read. Thanks.
609-403-0973
I feel so loved.
is the text board. Who do you have absolutely can't stand, former or current player that you can't stand on the other team, but you'd love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers, sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, my winter watchdog. Have you heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog? You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming and the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on your house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202 All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, 97.3 ESPN. 609-403-0973 is the text board. What player on the opposing team that you can't stand but would love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. Jake, the intern, step
Jake.
in here for a second. Who's your guy? Because you have an interesting guy that you said.
Julian Edelman.
Julian Edelman. Why is that?
I disliked him on the Patriots dynasty. Now, I mean,
you didn't like him. You couldn't stand him.
I couldn't stand him, but I would absolutely take him on the Eagles.
All right, 609-403-0973. How about that one, Mike? He never got under my skin, but you made a good point. Pull that closely. He made a good point that he couldn't stop him on third down.
Everybody knew he was going to get the ball on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 11, and we know it. How does no one else know it? But like Josh was saying, that's what makes the great ones great.
Right.
You knew he was going to get the ball.
You still can't do anything about it.
We couldn't stop him. It was okay. He got it.
Yeah, it's like the Wishbone offense.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us your text. Who is a guy on an opposing team that you can't stand, current or former player you can't stand, but you'd love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. Now, Mike, I want to talk to you a little bit about last week's Eagles game because you look at Jalen Hurts' numbers, 16-23, quarterback rating of a 103.2. You don't want to overextend him, like trying to make him win it with his arm. Let that offensive line, they're gelling, man.
How about the run where he went in the air at the end of the game to get the first down?
Is that you know what? No, that worries me, man.
But it has to happen at that play. He needed that first down. I don't want him doing it every time too, but if we see that that gets the team excited, he is getting better, like you said, every week.
And you look at the running game. Jordan Howard, 12 carries, 83 yards. Like, remember back in the day, you had like Wilbur Montgomery or who
30 yards. 30 carries, 35 carries.
McCoy, right? You had that 100-yard game. Now it's running back by committee.
Yeah.
I like to see that 100, like Zeke, that you just brought up, Ezekiel Elliott. I like that established runner, but I'll take it any way I can get it.
I would too.
Right?
And
if you're going to do running back by committee,
running back committee is long, and they're all seem to be getting along. You don't hear any chirping from anybody saying, I'm not getting the ball. And you're cutting down on anybody getting hurt. When you had that one guy running the ball 30 times a game and he gets hurt, you're in trouble.
By the way, you can check us out on YouTube and Twitter today. We're streaming live. Hey, I want to mention that the locker room in Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal. During the Eagles season on game day, get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the locker room. Now, today, $5 is a lot because of inflation, right? They still pack it with tons of meat. Joan and Dave down there do a great job. Get down to Blitz's Market all season long at 21st and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Blitz's now has online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home in a dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. Now, Mike, they're going up against a Saint team. So our running game over the last 3 or 4 weeks, the first 6 games we were pass happy. Now we've changed the identity of this team to a running team. Now you're going up against a Saints defense that only gives up 72.9 yards.
Number one
against the rush.
Number one in the NFL.
Right?
Yeah. So here we got everything going great.
Now we're going to see what we're made of.
Yeah. Now you're really going to see how great we really are with our rushing, because you're going against the team that's the best. They're not.
Well, it's funny you say that because I got some research for Billy Schweim here, because Billy always loves when I have random information that he didn't know was coming. So I broke down every game the Saints have played this year, Bill.
Okay.
And you find out that their run defense is not as great as you thought it was.
Okay.
The team they gave up the most rushing yards to was the Washington football team, 131. Your 2 leading rushers were an injured Antonio Gibson and Taylor Heineke.
Who's the quarterback?
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah. So that's telling you right there. That's trouble.
Now, the second most yards they gave up this year was to Alex Collins and the Seahawks with no Russell Wilson and no Chris Carson. 90 yards. They give up 89 yards to Christian McCaffrey, who's pretty good.
Well,
he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they give up 83 to Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones.
And Daniel Jones can run.
So are you seeing the pattern here? They do give up yards. The games they gave up the fewest number of rushing yards with the Falcons, who they're the Falcons, the Packers. That was their worst game of the year. That was week 1. Remember that game that was in Jacksonville?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And they also gave up 49 rushing yards to the Patriots in a game where Mac Jones threw the ball 51 times. So are they really a great rush defense, or are they opportunistic defense?
We're just going by the stats, right?
Correct.
All right. So you have to go out there and make a statement, punch him in the mouth, and beat, like you just said, Julian Edelman, a third down, what was coming. So the Saints, I hope that Sirianni doesn't try to outsmart everybody and say, oh, they're we're going to throw the ball. No, beat them at their strength.
Take it right out.
Regardless of, I appreciate.
Yeah,
that's why Josh is paid the big bucks to do that stuff.
Turned my head completely around when I started hearing all that. Now I feel very confident. I feel overconfident now with staying to the rushing game, push the ball,
punch him in the mouth,
play action, look downfield when you have to. I think it will definitely be there more when they're looking for the run. If
you got to play to your strengths, Mike.
Yeah, you got to pound.
You got to pound that ball, pound the rock.
And especially since the Saints are without so many guys on their offense.
Correct.
You're already going to have an opportunity to win the game because of that.
Control the clock.
So now, like you said, control the clock, dictate the game. Yep. One of the biggest things we talk about in the fight game is you never let your opponent dictate the fight.
Right.
You have to dictate the pace of the fight. You make him fight your game.
Same true as in hockey. You got to take the play. You got to be aggressive. You got to have you got to forecheck. You got to keep the pressure on to make teams cough the puck up.
No stop. Right.
Right. Same like defensive basketball. Play aggressive defense. You're going to turn the ball over. And listen, Jerry, look, Avonte Smith. I was so encouraged by what I saw just last week alone that they're going to be able to go. I think that you're going to pound the rock. Use that offensive line. These games, we had Brad Quast up here in the studio. These games are one up front.
Right. That's what I said. The line. We control the line. Our rushing game will be great.
And then you take your shot down the field.
Then we hit our tight end that should be so happy. Tomorrow's game is unbelievable with the money that he has now guaranteed in his pocket. He's going to step on the field, be very happy. We're hitting him. And then you look downfield to Smith.
By the way, Josh, speaking of hitting, did I not see, was there a missed call of epic proportion when he took a helmet to the helmet, Goddard did, did you see how hard his head slammed on there was no call.
There was no call because of it's a technicality in the rule. So to make a long story short, he is not considered a defenseless receiver.
He was already hit. He had been hit low. He's on his way down.
They consider that a football act. So the problem is the application of the rule, and the refs are just doing their job. So I can't.
He took a shot.
I can't blame the ref too much. I get mad when they take a rule like hitting the quarterback, for example. Like the guy obviously has his hands up to block the pass, and he knocks the guy down.
Well, like Derek Barnett, that penalty was just he roughed it.
Right, but also they're targeting Barnett. I mean, Barnett's an imbecile now, right? Because he's got a bullseye.
They're watching every movie, man.
Yeah,
if you know you have, does he think about it? I mean, he's a professional football player.
Dude, go back and watch some of the plays.
Zoned in.
If you go back and watch some of the plays Derek Barnett gets flagged on, you can tell that the man in black and white stripes is staring at him the entire play. They're watching him.
Like
They're waiting to throw the flag.
Yo, Josh, you see Vasilevsky's eyes, the Tampa Bay goalie? That's what the refs are doing to Derek Barnett.
That's good. That's good.
All right, just saying now, guys. I'm pumped up. But just saying, if you look at the schedule, we get the Saints tomorrow, Giants, Jets, and then a bye.
The bye is so late.
Come on, man.
That's why how did we start the show?
Come on,
Tomorrow's game is the game.
Right?
Okay. The momentum that will carry you into the next two games, we get by them. We get the bye, we rest up, and then we finish the season.
All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board. Shoot us give us a player that you hate but would love to have on your team.
We got some good answers coming in.
609-403-0973. A player that you hate, that you can't stand, but would love to have on your team. 609-403-0973. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive insurance protection, and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing in the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin, 856-988-8900. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati, the main line, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Avonte, the only SUV worthy being called a Maserati. Maserati, the mainline, also leads the nation certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not at the point of a sale, as Maserati, the mainline, offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati, the mainline, today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. When we return, it'll be the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan, live from Vegas on 97.3 ESPN, here on The Locker Room.
Michigan State Spartans meet the fourth-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. The winner controls their own destiny for the Big Ten East, a path to the Big Ten Championship, and a berth in the college football playoff. Michigan State at Ohio State. Kickoff from the Horseshoe in Columbus, Saturday at noon Eastern on the Touchdown Radio Network, presented by Good Sam RV Rental.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists, just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, and the intern Jake's in here today. Hey, this is my favorite segment. I get pumped up for the Saturday, my first guest every Saturday morning, live from Las Vegas. He's always decked out. I can't wait till Josh pops the screen up and I can see what he's wearing. He's a colorful guy. So let's go to the Maserati, the mainline sports hotline.
Oh, he's got his
and
Phillies hat
welcome
on.
into the locker room, the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. Look at him.
He's ready.
Philly, old school
That
Philly.
is old school.
The
Yeah.
maroon.
With
Dave
the jacket.
Sharapan.
too.
What's up, sportsbook?
What's up, Billy? Good morning.
Colors, man.
Well, hey, I don't know if you heard, but Bryce Harper won the NL MVP and had to come on the show. You got to know your audience a little bit. You got to take the temperature of the room. And I had such a good time back there. Plus, I love this hat. I love it. It's so nice. So did a little morning walk to get ready, because it's early out west.
7:30 out there.
Yeah. Well,
I'm a Vegas guy.
Right?
Right. Yeah. Mike, you understand. You got to
I understand completely.
When you got to talk to Billy,
Second
you can't
home.
just wake up and just go. You got to get ready. You know what I mean? So every Saturday morning, I got to get up an hour before just to get ready to talk to Billy. So you got to go do some walking. You got to maybe get some coffee and get ready to go to bring the energy for this 15-minute segment every week. So that's what I was
Before
doing.
we get going with you, Dave,
Yeah.
we have a text board question today. The text board question is 609-403-0973 is what professional player on any team, any sport that you hate but would love to have on your team?
Oh, man.
And the reason why I did that was because when Bryce Harper was a Washington National, I couldn't stand
We
him.
all hated him.
We hated him. But guess what?
Now we love him.
I'm not a part of this we, by the way. This
You
we
didn't hate him
thing.
when he was a National?
No.
And he was a Vegas guy. You know that?
Yeah, he's from
He's from
He's
Vegas.
your backyard.
Yeah, he's a Vegas kid, actually. We kind of got to meet some people that know each other, and the kids are all big fans of his. And I got to be honest, Billy, I wasn't a biggest fan a couple times in the Nationals. I was like, what is he doing? He said some crazy stuff, but the kids are all in, so I'm all in. And I got to admit now I've turned completely full circle and I'm in on Harper. I don't know, for me, Billy, we talked about this, this goes back, this might be hockey related.
I picked the hockey guy too.
Because the hate back in the day of the Flyers for me as a Penguin guy growing up, it might have been Tim Kerr. I couldn't stand Tim Kerr. Oh, my
Gentle
God.
Giant? How do you hate Tim Kerr?
Because all he did was kill us. He just
killed
stood
Pittsburgh.
in front of the
Killed
net.
Pittsburgh.
Nobody could move him. He scored goals. It used to kill. And for a long time, the Penguins couldn't win in Philly. So it might be him. There was no real Eagles for the longest time that anybody really hated. Because they weren't good. For a long time, the Eagles just weren't good.
Don't rub it in,
So,
Dave.
I'm just saying, it was probably, for you guys, you could pick a Steeler or two that you wanted on your team that you hated. I could see that.
True.
I don't know, would Dale Hunter be a guy who, I absolutely couldn't stand a guy like that? Claude Lemieux?
Definitely Claude Lemieux.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
There's hockey guys that just are pests that you want to, you're in the stands and you still can skate and you think, you know what? I want to take one shift and just take him out. You get so mad. But if he was on your team, you'd be like, let's go.
You love him. Let's
That's
go have a
your
drink.
Guy, right? Yeah. So,
all right, Dave, let's
don't
get
know.
into
There's a
our
couple
picks. We
guys.
got the Sportsbook Consigliere here every Saturday morning at 10:30. He's up bright and early to give us his picks. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig, at SportsBKConsig. Now, Dave, the first game I'm going to ask you about is a game that I went to a few years ago with the pageantry and the colors and the tradition of USC, UCLA.
Man, Billy, if you were here, you'd be in the car with me going right now. I couldn't get anybody to go with me. I couldn't get anybody to go. It was one of those things it's late November, Thanksgiving's next week. We're more worried about, we're getting the cranberry sauce and the turkeys and all this stuff. I was like, I want to go to the game. Anyhow, listen, I like USC, Billy. I just think that, oh, man, they've been so bad. And, there's so many questions about the coach and what's going to happen. And I don't think James Franklin's going there. I really don't, but everybody's talking about it. Give me the points at home, Billy. It's plus 3.5. That hasn't moved all week. There's been I think sometimes, like I say this all the time on all these shows, sometimes the odds makers get it right and you hang a number and it doesn't move because it's getting two-way action. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad. Sometimes as the book, you want to take a couple bets and move a number and get a side decided for you. No decision. I think I take USC.
All right. There you go.
And my pick of the week is going to be East Carolina at Navy. I like Navy in the points. I like the discipline of Navy. I like playing at Navy. I'm all over that game for Navy.
What in the hell? Who's this Mike bringing East Carolina Navy? Josh, this wasn't in the rundown. What the hell? I didn't even know these two teams were playing. There's 100 games today, and Mike comes at me with this. That got to be a sharp play. That's a home dog. I mean, that's got to be the right side. I don't even want to dispute it.
I'm not a bettor, but if I'm putting money down, that's a game that I'm looking at.
Well, that's all I need to know. I'm not a bettor, and if you were to put money down, you would take 4 points a home dog. That got to be something to that, Mike. I'm moving that. No, I'm going right to 3.5. Give me Navy plus the points. Hell, they might win the game outright. Forget about that.
Let's go with something a little bit more competitive. Now, listen, before the show started, I said, I picked these games like Josh and Mike are ripping me because they want to go for value. I want to pick games that I'm going to watch that get some juice so I can watch the game.
Dave, here's the thing I'll tell you, Bill. I don't bet a game unless I know I'm going to win. I'm trying to win if I'm putting my money on the line.
Oh, I'm trying to win, Josh. Right, Dave? I'm trying to
just
win.
go
That's
Herm
why I got you on
Edwards?
the show.
Josh, did you just go Herm Edwards on Billy? You play to win the game.
You
pick the games to win the game.
Yes.
Come on, Billy. What are you doing? We're going to have you run the games by Josh every Saturday morning before you actually do the segment. Josh is going to have to put some editorial content on which games you pick and which games next.
But
Billy.
Dave, you see, that's why I have you on the program, because I want your knowledge and intellect, your insight on the games that I want to watch, that I'm interested in.
This happens all the time, Billy.
You're
That's
a pro.
Good. Listen, believe me, I got you. I mean, I just looked East Carolina at Navy. That's Mike got me. So I'm ready for what could you come at me next with? If you give me Lafayette and Liberty, you're out. That's it.
He won't come back.
I go, Mike, give another one.
How about Virginia Tech? I like +8 over Miami.
What do you make of Miami, right? Seriously, right. I mean, it's just so hard. And I can't believe they're laying the points. But Virginia Tech has been, in this role, in this getting these points, it's been very hard to back them. And,
That's true.
I mean, I don't like laying that big number, especially over a touchdown with Miami, especially this season. But I think today's a day that if you're going to bet them, this is the day they cover. I would lean Miami. I don't like that game at all. Again, I think that number, it falls. What does Miami win by 10 or, 7 or right? It's right. It's going to fall right around the number. So, and I think Virginia Tech is live to win a game. So that's a little scary. When you think the dog can win, laying more than a touchdown's a bad idea. But I would lean Miami.
Let's look at the pros because a couple games that intrigued me on Sunday. First, I want to start off with a 425 game, the Chiefs and the Cowboys.
So awesome game. Looked like the Chiefs are getting right what they did last week. Dallas has only not covered the spread one time all season, and it was in that home loss to Denver 2 weeks ago, and they kind of fixed it and played Atlanta, but Atlanta is one of the worst teams in the league. The number's right. It can't go to 3 because you get bad guys to come in on the Cowboys. If it's anything less, they just keep betting. It was 1.5 to open, and it got bet up to 2.5. So I think by the time the game kicks off tomorrow, you'll see some books touch 3, but come back. Good two-way action. I think, man, if I have to pick a side, it's Kansas City. But the total's the story, Billy. It's 56.5. It's the highest total of the week. It's the highest total of the season in the NFL. And I like the over. I think it's going to be – it looks going to look like a basketball game.
Yep.
Shootout game, 34-31. Kansas City's the final, and it gets over the total.
Okay, Mike, you want to take the second game of the NFL?
Yep. I'm actually staying home. Am I allowed to stay home with the Eagles?
Yeah.
I will
Beat
stay
me
with the
to it,
Eagles.
but that's okay. Dave's wearing.
I was a Saints. I was leaning towards the Saints all week until what we heard yesterday, with the running back being out. Once I heard that,
and the two tackles,
and the two tackles being out, we're playing at home. We were talking. We have to win a home game. We even think about talking about playoffs. You can't get into the playoffs with not having a home win.
100%.
I think tomorrow is definitely the Eagles, and I'm looking at them by at least 10.
Wow, double digit. That's a big call right there. But I think that you're right. I agree with you. The market agrees with you. This thing was floating around 1.5. The news came out yesterday, and boom, bad guys moved that number right to 2.5. And some books are going to go to 3 at some point here because the money is on the Eagles. And every week, Mike, we got somebody hits me with the Eagle game. Billy goes to the game. So, Billy, are you going to the game tomorrow?
No, I'm staying away because I'm a jinx.
They're going to win. That's it. That's all I needed to know. It's the only thing I needed to know. If Billy was going to the game, I was going to pick the Saints. Billy's staying home for all the fans, all the EAGLES people. That's easy. Eagles, easy. Mike's right by 10. Billy's going to be at home watching it. Perfect.
All right. Mike, you got one more. You take the final. I'll give you next game.
Let's talk about the BC College, BC Florida State.
Holy crap. You went back to college.
I'm going back to college. I'm a college guy. I'm a big college guy.
Okay.
And that's at BC.
That is at BC.
And that's at one of the games. I have a good insider that says when they look at the schedule, they were looking at the Florida State. They always look at one home game a year to really key on. They're keying on this game.
Who is BC or Florida State?
BC.
Okay.
They win this. They play Wake next week.
Right.
And they'll have the first, they'll have 8 games that they've won in a long time. They're thinking bowl now.
Yeah. So the number was at 3. It came down to 2. And I can't understand why. I actually talked about this game on another show. I can't believe you hit me with this one because I got a little bit of knowledge myself. I don't know why, but it's kind of the thought is it might be a look-ahead spot to that Wake game. Mm-hmm. So they're betting Florida State. Now, I'm sitting in the book going, have you all seen Florida State play? I don't want to need that team. I'm good with needing BC. And now we get a discount less than 3. I would be very surprised, Mike, if Boston College does not win this game. And we don't have to lay more than 3 points. So, that's one score. Right. So all they got to do is win by 1 score. The total's 56.5. This might be not your prototypical low-scoring BC game. A little bit scary in that regard because Florida State got athletes, but they ain't got no defense. So, right. I like BC in the game. I would lay the points and go with that from there. That's an early start. A little chilly. Yeah, it's cold. Everything kind of points. Yeah, everything kind of points to BC in that game.
Good. All right. Once again, Dave, you've outkicked the coverage. You're unbelievable with your. I love what you're wearing. You're right there with me, brother.
Every week, Billy, you send me the tees like, we're ready to go on Friday. I told you I get up and do laps, Billy. I get up and do laps.
That powder blue. That goes
so nice. It's unbelievable, is it not?
Don't you look at him, Mike?
Now, will you take that right off as soon as this is over, or will you wear that all day?
I got a show I got to do in D.C. I may go on like this all day because this is a big hit. I put this on the Twitter at SportsBKConsig, and all these people are like, "Where'd you get that stuff?" I got it at the game. I was there in the summer. So yeah, I might keep it on. It's a pretty good fit.
Dave, listen, we're not going to talk to you till next Saturday. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving on Thursday. I want to wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving, and I can't wait till next Saturday to see what you're wearing next.
You got it, boys. Thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. Enjoy Thanksgiving, and go Eagles.
And don't forget the podcast is Cash Considerations.
That's right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Josh. Josh is always working.
Sportsbook Consigliere. You can follow him on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. We'll see you next week, Dave. All right, there he is, the Sportsbook Consigliere. Very, very entertaining. I love our segment with him. He's always wearing great stuff, man.
Oh, that was a great one.
He's got I bet his closet's got to be like he's got
how
everything.
How many jerseys did he have?
Yeah,
and hats.
All right, the first hour of the locker was powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchase. From the shore to center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll read your text messages. 609-403-0973. What player, current or former player, that you hate but would love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Here's Burkhardt from FDR Park, and it's in. Burkhardt Korkmaz from deep.
The Sixers are in Portland to face the Blazers. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
With COVID-19 variants plaguing the nation, we are lucky to have our very own local company, Bioblasting, to provide the community with organic cleaning and disinfecting products. Bioblasting manufactures disinfectant products approved for use against the virus that causes COVID-19 right in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. They also offer organic COVID-19 disinfecting services. Their people, pet, and planet-friendly line of products includes disinfectants, sanitizers, hand cleansers, heavy-duty cleaners, and degreasers. Bioblasting wants to replace the use of all toxic chemicals in your home, business, school, municipality, restaurant, and more. The point of disinfecting against the virus is to protect your health, so why use harmful chemicals in the process? Bioblasting offers store pickup, delivery, and shipping to make sure everyone has the disinfecting products they need to keep their families safe. Right now, receive 25% off your purchase online at bioblasting.com or call them at 609-407-1111. Get bioblasted today.
Hi, this is Louis Capelli Jr., Commissioner Director of Camden County, New Jersey, reminding everyone to get your vaccine shot and booster to help protect yourself, your family, and neighbors. The commissioners recently opened the Camden County COVID-19 Health Hub at the Blackwood campus of Camden County College. This site allows you to get your vaccination and your booster and to vaccinate your whole family. Children over the age of 5 will enjoy our kid-friendly setting to make it comfortable and non-threatening. For updated information on COVID-19 and vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's play our part to stay safe and healthy this winter.
Oh yeah, it's on at Matt Blatt Nissan.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim. Mike Carlin in the studio with me today. Josh, we got a bunch of text messages. 609-403-0973. What player, current or former sports player on another team that you hate but would love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. Josh, what do you got?
First text says Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He said, I would love him in Eagles green, even though we stole one from him. We have multiple people texting in saying Sidney Crosby, including Warren Wade in Cape May Courthouse.
Yeah, Warren
That's a good
Wade,
one.
college boy.
We also got a text that says, back in the 2000s, every time we played the Mets with the Phillies, the top three in their lineup, Reyes, Wright, and Delgado.
Yeah, I didn't like Wright. Delgado never got under my skin. Reyes,
I just didn't like. I just didn't like the Mets.
I think the problem was
I just didn't like the Mets.
People like Billy, you didn't like Wright because you wish you had Wright.
Yeah, that's right.
But you had Howard. So looking at Delgado, I was like, I got a better version of Delgado.
Right.
You look at Reyes, like, I got Jimmy Rollins. I got a better version.
That's right. Yeah, very good. Very astute of you, Josh. I like that.
Joe chimes in and says, how about Matthew Barnaby? When he played against the Flyers, he was annoying and a pain. On the other hand, you might have looked good wearing Flyers colors.
Absolutely. You know another hockey player back in the day that you just wanted to hate? Ty Domi.
Yeah.
Ty Domi was a villain if there ever was one.
His story is great though. Like his story, like if you take away all the incidents that happened in Philadelphia and everything, like his story of how he got to the NHL and how he became that enforcer is incredible. That should be on your bucket list of guys to get on the show, Bill.
And I'll be able to. Maybe I should do that. And I can tell him on the show because remember he jumped across the penalty box to fight a fan.
Yeah,
or fan broke through I guess he leaned too hard on the thing.
He leaned over the glass.
Yeah, and my favorite part is the story of how they resolved that situation.
I never heard that, Josh.
Oh, that story alone, you have to have him on the show because when I saw that story, I saw it about a year ago because they were doing a run back thing.
Maybe I'll get. Yeah, I'll look. I'll get the intern.
Story of how he got the situation rectified is great.
All right, 609-403-0973. Keep the text messages coming. A villain, someone that you on the other team.
You want one more?
One more. Give me one more.
Dan EHC says Steph Curry. I'd like to knock the mouthpiece out of his mouth across the court.
Under my skin.
He says, can we trade Ben Simmons for Steph Curry?
The reason why I thought about this because Bryce Harper, who I can't wait. We're going to talk about Bryce Harper on the other side in depth here. We're going to play a clip from his speech a little clip from what he said. I think it just makes you wish that Ben Simmons' situation could be, take a page out of his.
It all comes back to Ben Simmons.
Right?
Every situation. We're talking about the MVP, and it all comes back to it. We got to get rid of Ben Simmons.
All right, 609-403-0973. Second hour, we'll talk Phillies, Sixers, Flyers. We got Mike Carlin in the studio. We have Jake Muriello, the interns here. Josh Hennings pushing the buttons. Matter of fact, Josh will be with me tomorrow in the locker room filling in for PT. You're going to have to put your referee shirt on tomorrow because Bobby's going to be in here. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, Saturday morning on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
All right, we're back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app. Mike Carlin's joining me in the studio as we stream live on YouTube and Twitter. Jake Murillo, the interns here. Josh Hennig pushing all the buttons, and we've got a text board question: 609-403-0973. What player, current or former player, on another team that you hated but would love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. Josh and Mike, Tom Jackson just texted in. He actually texted into the board, or to me personally, and he said, Michael Irvin.
That's such a great one.
That might be the best answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the best one so far.
I was telling you guys off the air, if Michael Irvin was an Eagle, he would have been a god in the city.
Absolutely.
People don't understand.
He would have took over the city.
First of all, this dude was a leader in the locker room. He was a grinder. He would tell his teammates, you're getting to the facility at this time and we're going to work. He would go out on the town. He'd be seen. He'd yuck it up with people in the town.
He had some of his off-field problems, too.
He did, but he was a bro. And the city would have loved him. There'd be a statue outside the stadium for
Tommy
him.
Jackson coming through with a big one. That's a good one.
Here's a question for the two of you. Did we hate him because he was Michael, or did we hate him because he was Michael and he played for Dallas?
Both. It's both. It's
Okay.
definitely both.
No way.
Because
So Dallas had a big part of it.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Because here's the deal. You know, when Drew Pearson got up at the draft and did that, the 5 times, like people hated it because it was Dallas. If he would have done that with almost any other team, people would have been like,
okay, take your rings and go home.
Right, exactly. Like if that was a Steeler who got up there and did that,
take it.
They'd be like, all right.
The only
well,
cowboy
all right.
that I've ever liked is Roger Staubach. And that's because my dad liked him. He was a Navy guy, right? Humble. I didn't come across that. He came across as a pompous guy, but it didn't bother me for some reason. It was Roger Staubach.
Well, Roger was also like wholesome American too.
Who was the tight end, the white tight end that they had for a long time? He was really
what era?
Like 90s, 80s. I mean, he was an
Jay Novacek.
Jay Novacek.
I liked him.
Walt Garrison.
He was there for a long time.
Walt Garrison, I couldn't stand.
Well,
Bob Lilly.
Is it bad? The first you said white tight end. I first saw Mike Ditka. So
that's what I thought. And the reason why we started,
I had to think about it for a second. Am I allowed to even say that?
By the way, the reason why we started this, you guys, is because Bryce Harper just won the MVP. He's such a gracious acceptance thing. We're going to play a clip in a few seconds, but Bryce Harper, I used to hate when he was on the Nationals. I love the guy. Says all the right things. He plays hard. He plays hurt. He accepts criticism.
I think it's called maturity. I think when he was younger, I think he was another kid that got probably everything he wanted, and he was being programmed to be
even
the
more
best.
than that. People forget he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated before he was drafted.
Right. At like 18,
he came right out of high school. He was fast tracked to the big leagues, and he was people forget that dude was a 6 out of 7 year All-Star with the Nationals. The dude was a megastar. So when he left Washington, came to Philadelphia, it was one of the biggest news in sports.
I was shocked we even got him. Listen, but you know what? Out of all this whole thing that he had to play through, how about taking a fastball off the face, off the noggin, and still coming back and winning the MVP?
Bounces right back.
And it's not the physical, it's the psychological.
It's a psychological, Josh. I mean, think about this. Standing in that batter's box, having that 97 to 100 mile an hour fastball hit you in the face. Some people never come back from that, Mike.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But Josh has said many times, but the good ones do. The good ones say, you're not getting in my head. Like, I'll be there tomorrow to play.
So he had to overcome that. And listen, he was emotional. I don't know how you feel about athletes that get emotional. Like,
you're talking to the wrong guy. I get emotional a lot.
Yeah, I
so
do
you're
too. I
talking
cry
to the
like
wrong
if
guy.
I watch the replay of Gene Hart calling the Flyers shoot the puck down the ice, Perrant makes the save, ladies, I'm in tears.
Yeah,
I get chills up and down my back.
I have no
Dick
problem.
Vermeil cries at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, I have no problem showing my emotions. I have no problem when someone else is showing their emotions, especially when it's something that is as important as that. Whether we're talking sports related, but having a baby or this, that. But when I see an athlete really share his heart, I'm right there with them.
That's right.
I feel like I'm standing right next to them, and it's like going to a wedding. When you see people crying, you look at them, and all of a sudden you feel a little tear coming down your eye.
Yeah.
Because you feel attached to them right away.
Well, you know what? I mean, he's so like he seems like he really loves playing for the Philadelphia fan.
No, I think,
that's just like
I think he loves it here. I think his family loves it here.
Right?
I mean, did they have the Jersey coast to come down here when they were in Washington? No. I think he's loving it. I think him and his family are loving it.
He joins a pretty exclusive list of players in Philadelphia that have won MVPs. This is he's the sixth one. Of course, Chuck Klein in 32. Mike Schmidt won 3 in a row, 80, 81, and 86. Ryan Howard's season was probably the best of them all, but that could be debated. Jimmy Rollins and now Bryce Harper. What a club he's in.
And by the way, you guys see the tribute video to him of all the other MVPs from other sports.
I didn't get to see that yet.
Who walking, guys like Allen Iverson, Julius Irving, Bobby Clark, Eric Lindros are all in this video montage.
I gotta see that.
I have not seen that.
Where do I see that,
I
Josh?
see that.
It's online somewhere.
It's all just Philly, you guys.
Yeah.
Nice. I got to see that today.
I'm sure it's online somewhere. I mean, I saw it on replay on TV.
I usually don't miss stuff that Dr. J's in, so you got me really thinking now.
Listen, you look at Bryce Harper's 21 numbers against his 2015 numbers. He batted in 2015. He batted .330, drew 124 walks, led the league in home runs with 42, on base percentage .460, and his on base percentage, plus slugging was 11.9 or 1,000.109. Those numbers are great. The numbers this year weren't as good, but still well deserving.
What I would say, they may not be as good, but if you watch game from game, when they needed a crucial hit in the 8th innings at the bottom of the 7th to get back into a game, he came up with it. I mean, that's a leader of a team in my book.
I look at there's a couple moments in Bryce Harper's short time here in Philadelphia already. This is his 3rd year, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one home run that he hit, that walk-off home run, the upper deck, I think it was 2 years ago, and it was just the call, the whole thing. I'll never forget that. One of the most memory. You don't agree with that, or
no? I'm trying to picture it in my head.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what game.
Tom, I don't know who they were playing, but that's the type of stuff that he
kickstarts.
Yeah,
he'll kickstart a team, and that's
his hair, the way he does.
Right.
He wears the Fanatic shoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
He looks like he loves Philadelphia.
Yeah, and if you watch them like in September when we were starting to talk about the Sixers, he would show at a press conference a Sixers shirt.
Yeah.
I mean he's a Philadelphia guy now.
So which video you want first? You want Harper or you want everybody congratulating?
No, I want to hear the. Let's go to the first clip. Bryce Harper talking about the award.
I'm overwhelmed for sure. I'm very excited. I got so many people to thank. Of course, my family, my wife. This year was tough. Starting off, getting hit in the face. It was definitely a tough couple days for me, tough couple weeks for me, trying to get back. And was able to get back. My teammates were incredible throughout the whole process of trying to get me back and things like that. And I got to thank my teammates, the city of Philadelphia, our fans, John Middleton, the whole Middleton family, my chef Dan. I never went.
There he is.
I never went to bed hungry. My kiddos plugging me along every single day. My dad, my mom. I mean, everybody. I mean, it was a big effort for us this year, and it was a lot of fun to be here and be part of this.
Just overwhelmed with emotion, appreciative. You can see that he wears his heart on his sleeve.
You can hear it in his voice.
Like that was genuine.
Yeah. He wasn't
Emotional,
reading. He wasn't reading off a script or anything. No one was in his
Not
ear.
contrived.
You got to mention this and you got to mention that. That was just him speaking.
Not cocky.
Right. Loved it.
And once again, I'm going to go back to Ben Simmons on the other side of the equation. The dichotomy between a spoiled, rotten baby who's has been coddled his whole life, has had everything and hasn't accomplished squat, and expecting everything to a guy that got hit in the face by a 99-mile-an-hour fastball and still comes back to win the MVP.
Night and
And
day.
then loves the town and thanks all these people, including his chef.
I love how the chef is there too.
I know, that's great.
It's in the
So that's what
background,
the
just
30
pumps his fist. He's like, I got mentioned on TV. Yeah.
No, Josh, that's what the $330 million went for. You got a personal chef.
Exactly.
Notice how he said he never went to bed hungry. Was he live with the guy?
He probably does.
Yeah, he probably had to wing for him.
I mean,
Was he living like Kalen had like a back house? He's got like
I'm sure he got a wing for himself. Little side apartment
I'm
built
hungry.
on.
I'm hungry. It's 12 o'clock. I just got home. I'm hungry.
Well,
Okay.
maybe he texted him before he leaves the ballpark. He's like, "Hey, bro, I'm on my way back. What's up?"
He's eating healthy. He's not going for like tasty cake or donuts.
No, that guy's making him like
He's not making a ham sandwich when it's like 2:00 in the morning.
No, I mean he's got some nice chicken breasts. Maybe some really some nice sautéed broccoli on the side or something.
I agree. I don't think he's going like
Tex
Tony
Matty
Riggs around the
rice.
That's unbelievable.
Maybe a little
Congratulations
cilantro.
to Bryce Harper. Well deserved. Now we just need pieces, guys. Let's get a bullpen, will you?
That's what Dombrowski said at the winter meetings.
Come on, man. Get
Talked
a bullpen.
about it 3 weeks ago when I was on. The bullpen is my number one priority moving forward.
So is Dave Dombrowski's apparently.
So Bryson Stott, looks like he's maybe primed to be the next shortstop, maybe.
They're certainly going to give him every shot.
They're going to give him every shot. So you got Gregorius, let him go. You'll save some money there. Who knows? This guy Stott might be better than, he could be the next, I don't want to say Jimmy Rollins or Larry Bowa, but you never know.
Give him a try.
Give him a try. That's a fun thing going forward. He's got some great leaders to follow in Bryce Harper. And then all of a sudden, that's a piece that's full. You got get the
Wheeler.
bullpen.
Right, we
Our
got
starting
Wheeler.
pitching could be the tops in the league next year.
Yeah. I think you'll have a bounce back year from Nola too. I think Nola's going to surprise people.
Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf club where you are greeted by name. It's home of the 3-hour, 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, experience lively atmosphere in the pub. There's a full calendar of golf and social events throughout the season to appeal to everyone. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Hey, My Winter Watchdog. This is a great new company. You've heard of New Jersey's premier vacant home management service, My Winter Watchdog. You know those worrisome thoughts that creep into your mind every time you hear of a storm coming, the daunting task of driving down to the shore to check on your house, hours of time on the road. Let My Winter Watchdog be your eyes and ears with their 15-point inspection checklist. They offer a full menu of maintenance and improvement services. Owner Debbie McGonigal and her team of property caretakers are professional, licensed, bonded, and insured. So don't let the winter worry you. They'll give your house that lived-in look. That's My Winter Watchdog. Go to mywinterwatchdog.com or give them a call at 267-202-1869. That's 267-202-1869. Or give Debbie an email, Debbie@mywinterwatchdog.com. A great company to watch your house when you can't be around all the time. When we return, we'll continue with more here on The Locker with Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Here's Furkan from FDR Park, and it's in. Furkan Korkmaz from deep.
The Sixers are in Portland to face the Blazers. Coverage begins at 10 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
All right, we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin. Hey, Mike, how's our good buddy Joe Pop, Giuseppe Randazzo?
Joe's doing good.
All right, man.
Yeah, Joe's doing really
Shoot
good.
down there for lunch. Is today lobster bisque? Do you know?
Lobster biscuit is there.
Is it today?
We keep hearing that soups are going to be changing, but up to today, soup.
All right.
There's 3 soups there today.
Get down to Randazzo's. They got his food. Their food is just phenomenal. Great people. Joe Pop. Joe Pop's a great guy, right, Mike?
Nice guy. Him
He's a
and
great
his
guy.
wife. I mean, it's just family.
Mary
It's a
Ann.
family atmosphere.
All right, 609-403-0973 is the text board number. Who is a player on opposing team, current or former, that you despise, but you'd love to have on your team? 609-403-0973. And the reason why we're doing that is because when Bryce Harper was a national, I couldn't stand him, but now I love him. Josh, we got another clip we want to play, which I just love this. I can't wait to hear it again. This is what I call cool.
This is great.
This is former MVPs from all the Philadelphia teams welcoming Bryce Harper into the club.
Hey Bryce, Dr. J here. Congratulations on winning the
I'm surprised they didn't get Ryan Howard and Mike Schmidt.
Well, I think the idea was that, first of all, Mike Schmidt handed him basically the award on national TV. And the idea is just to get the other people in the city, behind it kind of thing.
That was cool. My favorite MVP of all time in the city is a tie between Allen Iverson and Bob Clark. What say you, Mike?
Dr. J.
Dr. J, Josh?
It's a tie between the doctor and AI. I mean, for me,
tell your doc story real quick.
All right. So
This
for those who don't know,
before
before I ripped up my knees, I was actually pretty decent at basketball. I was just, a short point guard, just could run blazing fast. So I used to play a lot of pickup ball, Sea Isle, Ocean City, Longport, Wildwood, just up and down, wherever we could find a place to shoot. Me and my boy Sid. And me, Sid, and a couple guys who went over to Longport one day because we knew somebody over there. And we're just shooting ball on the court. And this guy walks up and we just hear this voice. You got room for one more.
Oh my God.
It's like a commercial.
It was like a commercial.
It's like a Coke commercial.
Right out of like central casting.
And until we turn around, it's the doctor and his.
No, it's like Mean Joe Green,
gray
like,
hair.
Kid.
Yeah,
have
the
jersey.
Coke commercial.
Yeah,
And of course, we're not going to say no. You know what I mean?
You wait your turn. You wait your turn.
609-403-0973.
I have to say, really,
text board.
if you don't mind, Billy, really quick, I've had the great fortune of meeting some amazing people over the years, but the fact that I got to meet Joe Frazier when I was 10 and then Dr. J in my mid-teens is just two amazing moments that really just it makes you appreciate the people more, because when you meet them in person, you understand them even better. You know what I mean, Bill?
Well, that could go the other way too, because
sure.
I told this story several times. I met Mike Schmidt when I was working down at Disney World. I was driving the monorail and Mike Schmidt came by and I'm like, oh, I was away from home. I was like homesick, and here comes Mike Schmidt. And I go, oh, I see somebody from home. He walked right by me, didn't acknowledge me, didn't say hi. Like I was like stood there like Cinderella just lost her slipper. I couldn't believe it.
Well, Josh just mentioned the name that I was very fortunate. Guess who I went to school with? Marvis Frazier. So
You went to school with Marvis.
So guess whose house I've been at numerous times? Marvis Frazier's.
Wow.
Joe Frazier.
Right.
With Joe Home. You ever what his pool's made out of? It's a boxing ring.
Is that right?
Yeah. A lot of people
That's
don't know
awesome.
that. Yeah.
Bobby Clark several years ago, I was friendly with Tockett and Mellenby and Berube and Pat Croce. We used to play 4-on-4 at the Ocean City, the 16th Street basketball court right there, or 21st Street. 16th Street.
16.
And we used to play 4-on-4. It used to be me, my brother, my buddy Tony Tomasio, or Eddie Keenan. Ed.
Oh, I know Ed. Yeah,
Bruce
very
and
well.
Brian Donahue. And,
How was Ed good? I never saw Ed play
good
basketball.
He's a lefty, I think, right? Yeah. Anyway, we played 4-on-4 against Bob Clark, Tockett, Mellenby, and Croce.
Ooh.
And I would cover Clarky, and he would, he hated to lose 4-on-4 pick up basketball.
Yeah, that's the mentality.
He
don't want to lose at anything.
He was tripping me and pushing me.
Physical, physical game. Yeah,
Right.
we're gonna beat them
And
down.
it was funny that day. It was like 90 degrees. The humidity was through the roof, and he's a diabetic. You got to watch yourself playing in that type of heat.
Yep.
And he's doing everything he can to win.
That's what winners do.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
It doesn't matter if you're playing chess, checkers, or you're in the NHL. He's a winner.
Yeah. You've heard of all the stories about Kobe when Kobe was alive.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if he's playing anything. He was not only did he want to win, he wanted to kill you when he was winning.
Did you guys ever read the book by Jack McCollum, the former Sports Illustrated writer, about the Dream Team?
No. I haven't.
So one of the stories in the book is how Jordan, he wouldn't stop playing poker until he won. And it was 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And he tells the publicist, because he had to do a walkthrough the next day. He's like, look, he says, I had to win. Give me an hour to sleep, some time to get a shower. I'll do the photo shoot in the morning, like we promised. And he followed through on his word. They did the shoot. He met people, shook hands. Then he says, I got to go play some golf. And they're like, wait a minute. You got a game later today. He's like, it'll be fine. He plays 18 holes of golf, plays the next day, goes out and scores 20.
It's in him.
No sleep.
So another category, Wheeler was passed over for Cy Young.
This is an abomination.
And, the guy that won it, Corbin Burns.
Shouldn't have won it.
I mean, you look at his stats, and I'm a little miffed. Yeah, I'm a little miffed.
I'm more than miffed.
But Josh, let me ask you a question. The Phillies were a subpar team, wouldn't you say? Do they have an MVP and a Cy Young Award winner on a team that's
exactly what I was going to say.
Well, here's the problem, okay? The guy who won in the American League team was worse than Bryce Harper, Shohei Ohtani. So obviously we're not giving away the most valuable player anymore. We're giving away the award to the most outstanding player. So that's the first problem. The second problem is I'm not going to begrudge a player for a great season because his team wasn't great. Zach Wheeler led the National League in innings pitched, strikeouts, shutouts, complete games, and wins above replacement. But none of that was good enough for some schmuck who made him 5th on the ballot, which is why he was 10 points short of Burns. He had fewer second-place votes than Burns. Walker Buehler had better across-the-board votes on the lower categories than Zach Wheeler. The way it works is you get points for each place you have, and they add up the points, and that's how you win the award.
I think Max Scherzer probably should have won the award, if anybody, right?
If you're not going to give it to Wheeler.
If you're not going to give it to Wheeler, it's Max Scherzer.
Yeah, I agree.
Burns winning the award
I was shocked.
is an abomination and a black eye on baseball. Everyone should be embarrassed that a guy in a 6-man rotation who had fewer starts and fewer numbers across the board, wasn't even as good of a pitcher from beginning to end of season, got that award. But Scherzer and Wheeler don't get the award.
See, his ERA and his
because some schmuck.
Do you think Wheeler's win-loss record hurt him too?
The win-loss doesn't matter. Burns had fewer wins.
Yeah, I know, but people do look at it.
Urias had 20 wins and he didn't get any first, second place, third place votes.
But you know what's really we're the only three that really are talking about it. Like the national, I didn't see anybody in the national media pick up hey, what's timeout?
Right.
Why are we even talking about Wheeler here?
Probably because half of them had some bet going on the thing and they lost their bet.
I really believe it was the Phillies
season.
Yeah,
I think the season, and I also think they knew Harper was gonna. We're gonna.
We can't give two Phillies.
We're gonna give two Phillies the two biggest awards.
I think sometimes there's a bias against Philadelphia when it comes to these things. Because why was Harper the MVP but not an All-Star? Why was Wheeler an All-Star but not the Cy Young Award winner?
Well, because Harper really, he had a good year, but maybe it was a slow start.
He was. He didn't get off to a great start.
He didn't get off to a great start. Remember, he struggled the first 2 months of the season when the ballots.
But also, if you go back to the era when the Phillies were winning all those games, right, from 2007 to 2011, Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard were both only 3-time All-Stars. You go back and look at their numbers, and you're like, how?
Right.
Because I think that as a general principle, people don't respect the Phillies organization. And that disrespect bleeds into how they view the players. Honestly, when Harper was announced to be MVP, I was shocked. Because I was like, wow, Phillies player
I got to be honest,
got
I was kind of shocked that Bryce Harper won it too.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to, just because like Josh just said, Mike, the Philadelphia gets snubbed a lot of times.
Yeah, but when I was looking at it not living here, when I saw the other names,
right,
and then really looking at what each of them do, I said, oh yeah, he's probably going to win this. I didn't have a problem.
So a bright spot and otherwise, but with the Eagles, I think with the Eagles play of late, and I think they can win. I think it's we're trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, the Locker Room at Blitz's Market want to discount your Eagles game day meal during the Eagles season. On game day, get an Italian hoagie for just $5 when you mention the Locker Room. Get down to Blitz's all season long at 21st and Asbury in Ocean City. Blitz's now is online ordering at blitzesmarkets.com. Give a call at 609-399-9983. Blitz's is home of the dill pickle hoagie. It's really a big deal. Second hour of the Locker Room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is a private, award-winning golf club. You're greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club in Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. When you get down there, Say hello to Radio Ron Ralston. He's our good buddy. Ryan Owens is down there. They do a great job. Friends, let me tell you about Maserati the Mainline, located just minutes from downtown Philadelphia. They offer a client-focused car buying experience designed to exceed all expectations and invite you to stop and see the area's largest selection of new Maseratis, including the sporty Ghibli midsize sedan or the class-leading Avonte, the only SUV worthy being called a Maserati. Maserati the Mainline also leads the nation in certified pre-owned sales and has the highest quality like new Maseratis available on the market. Your experience is not at the point of a sale, as Maserati the Mainline offers free pickup and delivery for scheduled service appointments and provides a new Maserati loaner car. So be audacious. Call my good friend Michael Pileggi at Maserati the Mainline today at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800, or visit them online anytime at motml.com. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schweim, 97.3 ESPN, and the mobile app.
This is the radio home for Philadelphia Eagles football. It's week 11 of the 2021 season, with the Eagles hosting the New Orleans Saints.
Now what do the Saints do?
Hey, what the Eagles do a nice job of rallying to the football. Now, they understand the importance of this football game.
Pre-game coverage begins tomorrow at noon. Merrill and Mike call all the action starting at 1. This is where the Eagles play. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles station.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Calling again, again and again. Calling again, again and again.
Hi, this is Al Dyer, Commissioner of Camden County, reminding everyone to get your vaccine shot and booster to help protect yourself, your family, and your neighbors. Camden County and our many partners throughout Camden City are making it easy for you to get your first, second, or your booster shots. That's easy and convenient for you and your family. As the holidays are approaching and more indoor gatherings are being planned, it's important you take that step and protect those around you. For updated information on COVID-19 and vaccination efforts, visit CamdenCounty.com. We're all in this together. Let's all play our part to stay safe and healthy this winter. Thank you.
With COVID-19 variants plaguing the nation, we are lucky to have our very own local company, Bioblasting, to provide the community with organic cleaning and disinfecting products. Bioblasting manufactures disinfectant products approved for use against the virus that causes COVID-19 right in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. They also offer organic COVID-19 disinfecting services. Their people, pet, and planet-friendly line of products includes disinfectants, sanitizers, hand cleansers, heavy-duty cleaners, and degreasers. Bioblasting wants to replace the use of all toxic chemicals in your home, business, school, municipality, restaurant, and more. The point of disinfecting against the virus is to protect your health, so why use harmful chemicals in the process? Bioblasting offers store pickup, delivery, and shipping to make sure everyone has the disinfecting products they need to keep their families safe. Right now, receive 25% off your purchase online at bioblasting.com or call them at 609-407-1111. Get bioblasted today.
And we're back here in the locker room. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, the intern Jake's in here. Josh Henning pushing the buttons. It's a Saturday morning. Some big college football games today. I'm going to go home and make a fire, put a fire in the fireplace, get horizontal. Hey, the doopy-doo lost her tooth, Josh.
Which tooth was this?
The top big tooth.
Oh, the top one?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's saying tooth.
She'll be saying that for a while.
Yeah. That's funny, man. Mike, you got a fireplace?
I do.
Hey, you like a real fireplace?
I love I haven't had a real one in 20
going,
years, but I grew up with a real one. Love a
Yeah.
real. Now you got the stupid flip, and it's on in a second. It's not the same.
No,
but
it's not the same. All right, so I'll get the fire going today. We got Thanksgiving coming up. Let's talk a little Sixers basketball because I keep coming back to the Ben Simmons saga, but let's get past Ben Simmons because I hope he sits there and rots. And they're going to find him $2.6 million. I think I saw for this road trip.
Well, they're going to keep withholding the money from him.
Put it in escrow.
You know, as they have been doing. They keep doing this again and again. You know, he
It's
wouldn't show
building.
up to camp. They put the money in escrow. He decides he doesn't want to communicate with the team. Put it in escrow.
So, Mike, let me ask you this question: the Sixers playing pretty well without. I mean, they haven't put a full squad on, but for maybe 7 games.
Yeah, for the past week and a half, they've been hurt.
They've been hurt.
Okay.
COVID, the whole 9 yards.
So
right?
guys are getting playing time, over playing time today, and like Maxey is coming through unbelievable.
Would you trade Maxey?
No
package. I agree with Josh.
Yeah.
No way.
It would have to be I'd have to see that
we
package.
just found our point guard.
This city hasn't had a point guard this dynamic in probably 2 decades?
Right.
Yeah. Easy.
But you know what I love? The fact that it's almost like
Holiday.
he was
Remember
drafted.
we had Holiday. Holiday was pretty good.
Yeah,
Remember
but Drew Holiday wasn't Drew Holiday.
Like now,
he
like
is
he's better now. Right.
Yeah.
I agree. He's better now.
I
He
think
was
Maxey right now is better than when Drew Holiday first came.
But Maxey makes the Sixers better. This team
No
is
doubt.
trending up where Drew Holiday, when he played on the Sixers, they weren't going anywhere.
Right.
But listen, it's like a diamond in the rough. You drafted Maxey. Like, the one thing when we had Aaron McKee on the show a couple of years back, he talked about what's wrong with the NBA. These guys only spend 1 year in college. You know what you're getting, right?
No, you have no
It's
idea.
a crapshoot.
It's a crapshoot. Yeah.
It looks like they hit it with Maxey.
And the more he plays, the more experience he's getting. And it's not so much for this year; it's for next year. That's why I agree that we keep him.
So talk to me about it, Mike. You're the basketball aficionado here in the studio. Talk to me about a trade. What would you do? Would you keep Ben Simmons just because you're not going to get anything?
I'm not the way the start that we got off to. If we got off to like a 1-7, 1-10, and you saw the excitement just going down the drain, be like, hey, we got to do something. But they got off to such a great start,
and they're 9-7 right now.
The team came together. You take away the last 7 games, like you said, because we have guys hurt. You take Embiid. I could go around the league. You take the best player off any other team, they're going to be losing too.
Right.
So it's not like it's a big deal. When they all come back, the way they're meshing as a team, I'm not going to give away. I can't stand Ben Simmons right now, but I'm not just going to give him away. So we'll just keep finding him. I seriously think when someone else gets hurt, the caliber of him, that's when something will happen. And if we get near the end of the year and we're still doing good, it's going to be, you know what? Let's hold off because our general manager, remember, is very close with that guy up in the Nets.
Right.
Okay. And
so talk to me.
They may do a sign and trade.
Talk to me about a potential trade that you were interested in because you said something about the signing trade.
I think that could be a logistic sign and trade with the Nets at the end of the season, where he would come, Harden would come, let Simmons go there, and if not, the latest has been straight up, yeah. Because
the Nets do that. I guess so, because Harden's
I think they will do that.
But if you're the general manager of the Nets, do you want Ben Simmons, knowing what you know?
Here's the problem with that topic, and that is the Nets built that team because they promised Durant they would get his friends.
Right.
Kyrie, Harden.
But Kyrie's not even playing.
Right. So why, and this is the same conversation I had about the Timberwolves. People talked about, trade D'Angelo Russell. Well, Russell is in Minnesota because him and Cat are best friends. So why would you as an executive trade a player who literally is there because your best player wants him there?
I don't think realistically, the way this is folding out for the Nets with Irving not playing, and they're supposed to be a big 3. Now they're a big 2. Harden is not playing the way he's capable of playing. I don't know why.
Well, remember he pulled a hammy last year, and who knows? He could still be playing hurt.
He could be.
We don't know. And by the way, do you think is Kyrie Irving? Do you think we'll see him in a Nets uniform this year?
No, unless things change with this virus and situations.
Pennsylvania's losing its mask mandate.
If things change by January 1st, a lot of things could change.
Pfizer's coming out with a pill.
Yeah,
AstraZeneca is coming out with an antibody formula.
Right.
Basically, AstraZeneca. They're saying you don't even need the vax if you take this.
And trust me, him coming back to that team is a lot different than Ben Simmons coming back to the Sixers.
Right.
To me, that's the biggest key.
I don't think Ben Simmons can come back. If he cannot.
The key was last week when they went on their big road trip, and he didn't want to go on the road.
Right.
He didn't want to go road because it's 6 hours sitting on a plane with a guy right next to him. He doesn't want to be with those teammates. And
he's not even working at the Sixers facility.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why he is. Everybody keeps saying, sooner or later he'll come back. He's not coming back because he knows his own players don't want him back. But getting back to the Nets, I would do that trade.
This whole thing, I just want him to. I want my pound of flesh.
Yeah, I want him just to rot and just sit. And then, the latest with this Grant deal with Jeremy Grant.
That's not happening.
Well, I like Kelly Olynyk.
As me, I'd love to send him to Detroit because you
right.
Listen, no, I don't care what we get back. I want him to
See,
go.
I care.
I want him
care.
to go to
I like Mike.
I want him to go to Detroit and be like,
all
oh my
I can
God.
think of was we traded Charles Barkley for
I know.
Andrew Lang, Tim Perry, and Jeff Hornacek. I don't want to end up with Andrew Lang again.
Kelly Olynyk and
Kelly Olynyk.
I like he's
Kelly Olynyk is Andrew Lang.
It's the draft pick that you'll get because they're going to be bad for years. So
yeah, but I like
it's
your
number
philosophy.
1 pick 2 years now.
It's like sending them to Siberia.
Well,
That's all I'm thinking.
Well, if you're gonna do that, just send him to Sacramento and be done with it.
But Sacramento is not talking. They're not being realistic right now.
Well, no one's being realistic.
At least Jeremy Grant we'd get in a pick. They're talking about a pick. That's what I like. And I love the idea that he's in Detroit.
To
go love Detroit.
Look, to me, everything I've heard and read, the Jeremy Grant thing is as realistic as the Jaylen Brown situation with the Celtics. It's something the Sixers want, but the other team might not want to do.
Josh, do we have any more text messages? Any more? 609-403-0973. A player you hate, current or former, but would love to have on your team.
Yeah, we got 2 more votes for Scott Stevens.
Yeah, he's definitely a guy that you love to hate.
And then your buddy Pat chimed in with his list that we talked about earlier. Claude Lemieux, Scott Stevens, Sidney Crosby, Tom Wilson.
I just thought of a great basketball one for me. No. I remember growing up watching the Sixers.
How about Bill Laimbeer?
He's a good one, but remember Reggie Williams? He used to just
Yeah.
I never liked him. I liked when they were pregame, after the game, interviewing him, but he always came up with the clutch
For me,
shot.
Bill Laimbeer is the
shot.
one that sticks out in my mind. I couldn't stand
I would say the guy from the 80s would be Isaiah Thomas, actually.
Ooh.
How about Larry Bird?
I really liked Bird.
Did you?
Yeah.
I feel like Bird was more likable.
Yeah, I like Bird.
A lot of people didn't like Isaiah
Coming
Thomas.
from nobody,
and
in
then
a small town, small college.
Guy
everything.
from the 90s, though, Reggie Miller.
Isn't that who I just said?
No, you said
Reggie Williams.
I meant Reggie.
You meant
Oh,
Reggie.
I'm sorry.
I meant the 3-point shooter. Yeah. Reggie.
No, Reggie Miller. Yeah.
That's who I meant. Sorry about that.
All right. Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by the Great Bay Country Club, where it's not just golf, it's fun. Make Great Bay Country Club your club. Great Bay is an award-winning private golf course where you're greeted by name. It's over the 3-hour and 58-minute round. You can play on their 18-hole championship golf course, enjoy fine dining, or experience lively atmosphere in the pub. It's a great place to play golf. It's a great place to be a member. For more information on how to become a member, go to greatbay.com or give them a call at 609-927-5071. Great Bay Country Club at Summers Point, New Jersey. See why it's always a great day at Great Bay. Get down there and say hello to Radio Ron Ralston for me. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunick, where you wear their private business network they call the Legacy Club. Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey to attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@legacyclub.com at jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, 97.3 ESPN, and the mobile app.
Listen every Saturday for the nation's top college football action.
The 7th-ranked Michigan State Spartans meet the 4th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. The winner controls their own destiny for the Big Ten East, a path to the Big Ten championship, and a berth in the college football playoff. Michigan State at Ohio State. Kickoff from the Horseshoe in Columbus, Saturday at noon Eastern on the Touchdown Radio Network, presented by Good Sam RV Rental.
It's College Football Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding the right Medicare plan may feel impossible, but now it's anything but. With Walgreens Find RX coverage tool, you can compare plans online, over the phone, or in person, making Medicare easier than ever. Easier than picking which true crime doc to watch, figuring out that Wi-Fi password, or putting the duvet cover back on. So if you can do those things, with Find RX coverage, you can definitely Medicare. Find the plan that's right for you by visiting walgreens.com/Medicare.
Hey team, we landed the contract!
Yeah. Kayo's web design studio just landed the gig of a lifetime.
It starts next week.
Their staff needs to double before the dream deal becomes a nightmare.
Front end, back end, a project manager.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
PropSwap is America's marketplace to buy and sell sports bets. Check out the new PropSwap.com, which is filled with fresh features like filtering tickets based on value, browse the activity feed to stay in the know, a loyalty rewards program that turns sales into extra cash, and much more. Use promo code ODDS on your first deposit, and PropSwap will match your first deposit up to $500. PropSwap, where America buys and sells sports bets.
Back here in the locker room with Billy Schweim. Coming up next, we got Ohio State, Michigan State at noon. And then, of course, Flyers and Bruins tonight at 7 p.m., followed by the Sixers in Portland tonight.
The big one.
Trailblazers.
Yep, that's going to be big. That's a showcase for if we want Damian Lillard at all. He could go off tonight.
Now, Josh, I got to say that let's talk a little Flyers hockey real quick before the end of the show. You're not on, but
of course my mic's on.
Yeah, your mic's on. But I got to be honest. Full disclosure, I've been very tough on Claude Giroux. Have I not?
Yes, you have.
I'm here to tell you, I'm back in love with Claude Giroux. And I'll tell you why.
What's that?
He's performing, and he's showing leadership, and he's scoring big goals, and he's leading this team. He's doing what he's supposed to do. And those 2 goals last night against Tampa Bay the other night, unbelievable. That's Claude Giroux right there.
And I think part of it is because they changed the locker room. I think a huge
I think
part
you're
of it-
absolutely right.
I think that they needed to get the Drek out of the locker room. And I think Giroux and everybody else was sinking. They were all sinking in the quicksand of those other players. And I think that now that you have guys like Cam Atkinson, who is definitely a shoot first, ask questions later kind of guy, they've elevated certain other players. They brought in guys like Yandel and Broussard. It seems like the environment is different.
And you know what? The goal that he scored with 8 seconds to go in the game. For the life of me, I don't understand. You screen the goalie. This is how simple it is. You screen the goalie can't see the puck, he can't stop it.
Right.
Travis Konechny was like in a perfect spot. That puck made it through, but the bottom line is there was 2 flyers that Vasilevsky couldn't see the puck, and Giroux, being the sniper that he is, put it in the right spot.
Well, I don't know if I would call him a sniper, but I would say that your Giroux is so smart.
It was smart.
He's got hockey intelligence. You know what I mean? He understands where to be on the ice, what's going on. Giroux is one of those guys where when he's playing well, it's almost like he sees the play before it happens.
Exactly. Anticipation. Listen, I'm excited now that the Flyers have the Bruins tonight. They gotta make a statement because the Bruins have been a thorn in our side. Always, right? We need to win this game today. We need to be more consistent. I wrote it in my article on 973ESPN.com. We need consistency out of the Flyers. All right. Now, really quick,
I do have some news.
Okay.
The Eagles have signed Avonte Maddox to a 3-year contract extension.
Wow.
So now they have given contract extensions to Jordan Mailata, Josh Sweat, Dallas Goedert, and Avonte Maddox. That means 4 of the players from the 2018 draft class are all locked up long-term.
All right. Real quick, Holmgren and Tocchet get put into the Flyers Hall of Fame, much deserving. The Flyers have earned a point in 11 of their 15 games this season with an 8-4-3 record. All right. Time for your pick, Mike, because I'll give my pick tomorrow. Give your pick for the Eagles game tomorrow against the Saints, 1 o'clock, drinking at the Lincoln. What do you got?
I'm just going to shoot right at it. I like the Eagles 27-17.
Eagles 27-17. Josh, I'll wait for you tomorrow because you're with me tomorrow.
That's fine. I mean, I gave it out yesterday on game night. Doesn't matter.
We'll wait for you tomorrow.
All right.
Listen, last week, by the way,
I'm here for you, though.
He nailed it. He was the only person, Scott Grayson, the Guru, PT, me. Did you pick the Eagles last week?
No.
So Mike Gill. And guess what? He gave the game ball to Devontae Smith, and look at the game he played. How about Mike Gill?
He knew something.
He's clairvoyant.
He knew something.
He's like Nostradamus, that guy. I think he picked the Eagles yesterday, didn't he?
He picked the Eagles yesterday, yes.
Can I ask you something about the Flyers real quick?
Yeah.
He said something
Sure.
that made me think. Josh said something about the change of atmosphere in the locker room that you thought. You don't always have to be the captain to make that change. But if you had to pick one guy that got the team together to say, hey, this is what we need to do to move forward, who would it be on this team?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's a community.
Okay, because
everybody
always thinks it's a captain. It's not always the captain.
It's the whole culture. It's like the players in the room have Cam
Atkinson. You think they bind it? You think they all bind it together?
Well, don't forget the guys they acquired.
They lead by example too.
They acquired a bunch of guys who are all either former captains or former assistant captains.
That's exactly right.
Atkinson, Ristolainen, Ellis. These are all guys. Handle. So, and don't forget, Couturier has been here for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if Couturier is the guy who speaks up sometimes.
You know what? I see that, Josh, because this nowadays, athletes lead by example, the rah-rah stuff, but you got to have that. You have to have that, an element of that.
I agree.
Certainly not the goalie.
Great show, man.
I love it.
You're bringing it today.
I loved it. I'll get better every week.
You are. So you're like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
All right. Saturday's in the books. Josh Henning will be back tomorrow with me producing the show. Thanks to Jake, my intern, doing a great job. Tomorrow we'll do our Eagles pregame show. My brother Bobby Schweim will be in the studio.
Ooh.
Josh will have his
Josh,
referee jersey shirt on tomorrow.
I'm gonna need more caffeine for that.
Ready for that?
Thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. I'll be back here tomorrow. So will Josh, doing double duty. It's the locker room with Billy Schweim. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. to noon, right here on 97.3 ESPN. See you tomorrow.